My Doom buggy. Correct him with a 4-month resub. Appreciate you. I already know it's gonna be spicy. Everything with OTT is spicy, and I love it. You guys know I've always really liked OTT. We've had our bumps and stuff, you know, like conflicts and all that shit, but I've always really liked OTT. I think he's fucking, he kills me, dude. I feel like I understand OTT. God needs to bring his character Brett back. Oh my god, was it Brett the one that says yes to everything?
What you say? You having a meeting with OTT?
Yeah, he called me. He said he wants to talk. There he is, 1-on-1. I think you since you're involved, I think you could be there. I don't think I'm in.
Take my cigar out here.
OTT, yeah, you know, man.
Double T.
Hey, what's up?
You mind
what's
if
up?
Vinny's here? Because he's mainly involved with what I'm assuming you're going to be here to talk about.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I don't really care.
All right, what's going on? Oh, whoa, come on, man. God damn, watch where you're going.
Not too many. You gotta fucking have respect around here, boys.
Jesus Christ.
I'm at Yellow Jack.
He's gonna. Did he say he's gonna report us?
I think he said he's gonna report us.
Why the fuck's he still going OC? What the fuck?
He's a fucking douchebag, that's why. Oh, boys, you want to get out of here? We gotta have a little meeting.
Come on. Let's go. Clear it the fuck out, boys. Let's go.
All right.
Yo.
Relax.
You don't do this, bro.
Yeah.
God damn.
Jesus, boys. You gotta get so
I'm
aggressive
sorry, man. We invite you up here, and this is the type of fucking.
It's all right.
Jesus Christ. Randy, you mind harvesting this guy?
Oh, yes, sir. Hey, OTT, here's a little welcoming gift to the Triangular Cartel.
Nice meat pie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a severed arm. I thought I'd give him to a raw.
There you go, my man. We like to,
thanks.
present our
I'm eating
guests.
this. What the fuck?
No, but you feel nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's barbecued.
And
It's
keep the
slow
bones.
roasted.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
That's a rotisserie right there. Rotisserie.
It'll make you feel nice and relaxed.
Okay.
You didn't even think twice, you sick fuck.
That's respect. Thank you
that's
so
how
much.
know OTT's OG.
Yeah, clean that body up over here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh shit, this dude ain't happy with what you're doing. Yo, it's
Yo.
okay. It's alright. It's alright. He's helping your friend. There you go.
All right. He left.
What the hell are you doing, Randy?
He's just cleaning up
Don't
the
mind
mess.
me, but enjoy your meetings.
Just
Don't worry.
clean
Don't
up the
worry.
mess.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to I wanted to have a little conversation about Sandy, what the hell's going on, et cetera, et cetera. I didn't want to jump to any conclusions or anything like that, so I thought I'd wake up here and just give Kay a call and just kind of have a conversation.
Well, the conclusion is like, fuck BSK, y'all a bunch of bitches, bro. Like, no, I'm gonna be real. Like, y'all put Vinny Pistone in the highlight reel. We don't fuck with that, man. Like, what
Yeah,
the
bro.
hell,
Then
man?
you fucking tweeted.
No way.
Then you tweeted Rami, you cocksucker, and you turned around and said, "You got me fucking dead." What the fuck is this shit, OTT?
It was funny, bro. Come on.
So I had to do what I had to do best. I had to get back at you. That's it.
God damn.
Well, the
All right,
story's
listen.
simple, Vin. If you just want to lay the story out there.
Who, me?
Yeah, up to you. I don't, because you know the story. I don't even know it. I know it, but I forget it.
Yeah, so obviously, I don't know if you've seen across the street, we have a huge compound. Mandem do know we have a lot of operations up here now. We don't even stay in the city anymore. I don't know if you could tell how many, we have a shit ton of sprays up here now. This is our new home. This is where we conduct business, and I guess they took the spray from you, and they wanted to know if we were interested, and I said, yeah. I said, 100%, we'll take it. I wanted to surprise Kay with it, and we might have another proposition for you through Randy, but basically our goal is to combine to make that circle full circle with all our sprays, and we get all that land. So yeah, 100% I took it.
Now, we weren't going to come and personally take your sprays, but
Yeah.
they came knocking. They had it, and yeah, Vinny just said yeah.
Okay. And Randy, what were you proposing?
Well, I heard about the unfortunate news of you losing your spray. So, you know,
not
back in the day,
It's okay.
I mean, a loss is a loss. You know, no matter how big or small, it's still a loss. You know. But back in the day, you know, I bought a 150K spray and I put it down near Fudge Lane Hospital, and it's been there ever since, and it's just randomly there. I was wondering, you know, maybe you give us that final spray up here, and then we can give you the one down opposite Fudge Lane on the highway.
Oh wait, you talking about the one you took
Fudge
from
Lane.
GG?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to take any GG sprays.
Kay!
Wait, no, because Marty called me yesterday, and I said, we don't give a fuck about that thing.
No, but it's ours. Like it says Chang Gang on
It's
it.
Chang Gang on it now.
Oh, it got swapped.
Yeah, it's actually ours. So
Oh,
Yeah, I think that would end up being a problem with GG, and it would be a form of disrespect if I were to.
oh
The
shit,
reason
guys!
why-
I was
the
out of the
reason
loop.
why-
I was out of the loop, guys.
That's okay.
He called me
reason
yesterday.
why-
I said, he was like, "Yo, you want to swap it?" I'm like, honestly, what the fuck? We don't even want that garbage.
You just pulled a me move, you cocksucker.
Bro, I was misinformed.
It's
I was
okay,
lacking
it's okay.
information.
No, the reason why I mentioned you right away, OTT, was one, because of like, listen, you're going through a lot of shit right now. I know you, Rust, and
Oh, yeah, you got that.
Mandem, you're all at war, whatever the fucking case may be. Randy was thinking about who the fuck would want that spray, and I said, well, I know you guys run like Popular Street, like that whole area. So I was like, why don't you hit up OTT about it and see if he would want it?
Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything that's from GG.
It's
So
not.
I'll give you.
It says Chang Gang.
Yeah, I know, but it was taken from GG, right? So unless like I was getting it for GG to give it back to GG, I wouldn't be interested in it. But doesn't mean that we can't conduct other business. So first off, I mean, I'm assuming, Vinny, the reason why you were over at the Mandem block is you were getting the spray when we
No,
went in
originally, no. Patar asked me to come down there to talk, and then I got shot down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I apologize again about that.
I didn't know what was going on because I was going there to meet up with them to chat. They picked me up. They're like, "Yo, can we talk?" I said, "Yeah, no problem." So they picked me up. When we got there is when you guys came through like a fucking wrecking ball and sprayed everything fucking down on Mandem block, which is understandable. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little tight. You know, it was, you know, at the time it was a little salt on the wound, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want that fucking spray now. Fuck OTT, right?
Yeah, I get
But you know, it is what it is. I'm going. Listen, war is war, bro. You can't control it. You don't know who the fuck's around. Listen, you have that adrenaline flowing. I understand.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to go to Twitter and fucking say the whole fucking highlight reel shit. You cocksucker. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. No,
All right.
okay.
So, do you guys even know why we're fighting Mandem? Have you guys been told?
Under the
Probably, but I don't
impression-
recall. Let's hear it right from the
Under
horse's
the
mouth.
impression, with the whole thing, with that big thing that went down, with the event,
Oh, the event. Yes.
or some shit. That's what I know.
The
with
meth lab?
Russ.
Something about a meth
meth
lab.
lab.
Meth lab thing.
yeah.
Okay. So I'll start it from the top, just so that you, in terms of our placement in all of this, and you guys know me. I'm a lot of things. I'm not a liar. I will tell you the truth on everything, whether I'm a dick or not. I mean, I really don't give a shit. So I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or lying to you when I say this. The whole meth lab thing that was going on, we didn't even take part in that. We were not awake for it at all. I do believe that BSK and GSF were like the only 2 groups in the South Side, I think, that did not participate in this.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah. So from what I was told, and I mean, I can't confirm that, but I can confirm that
Sure, it's the
BSK
other
was
4
not
months.
part of it. I heard about it from GSF the next day, and they told me that it was $500,000 per group to enter this thing, and there was a ton of groups and blah, blah, blah. So when I found that out, we ended up finding out that Mandim won. And the reason why I found out that Mandim won is Patar told me himself. So we actually ended up having a problem with Rust. And Rust was mouthing off to Mandim on Twitter, and Rust was mouthing off to GSF. Now, I kind of stuck my nose out a little bit because I was tired of McGregor just running his mouth on Twitter daily, just picking fights with everybody. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, you know, you need to watch your tongue. Like something. I'm paraphrasing, but I was basically like,
Give us a couple minutes. We're in a meeting.
You need to stop talking so much shit on Twitter. And that's when McGregor started calling BSK snitches. So I said, okay.
Why did he say that? He's just talking shit, or is there
he's talking about the shit that we did to Denzel. And
putting guns
I
on him
said-
or something?
No, it was a meth table. It's a story that I can share with you another time. But I
It
don't
doesn't
think it's
fucking matter. It
important
doesn't
to-
involve us.
Exactly. But essentially, he started calling us a snitch. Now, I've already been told by Mandim that Rust was talking some shit about us behind our back anyway. So I told McGregor, why don't you come down to Brogue and say it to my face? And he actually did. He pulled up with 5 other Rust members.
Okay, well.
Strapped with deagles, heroin, the 9s, you name it. And they came down bussing. We laid them all out.
Oh, shit.
And we took their shit. We took some pictures. We put it on Twitter. We started talking shit. And that was Russ decided to give McGregor to BSK for 3 hours to become a hangaround and be our bitch. And we were just going to end it there. We didn't think it was important enough to go at it back and forth all day, every day.
No true reason.
Correct. So we were happy with that. So anyway, McGregor becomes a temporary hangaround, and we just started talking. And I'm like, McGregor, like, do you really know what happened with Denzel? And he's like, well, no, they told me that you snitched and blah, blah, blah. And I gave him the whole story. And then he started opening up a little bit more and started talking about the reason why they're beefing with GSF and Mandim. The GSF reason didn't have anything to do with the event. The GSF reason had to do with Rust taking one of their baby G's or shot callers or whatever they call it over there in GSF hostage for an ATM robbery. And Billy Sprinkles wanted no part of it, said, you're not taking me. They ended up shooting him and shooting somebody else or robbing somebody else. And GSF was pissed about that, which I didn't really give a shit about because it's none of my business, but he told me. And then he started opening up about Mandim and the reason why. So Patar, when I found out that
Jiggity.
when I found out that Rust and GSF, Mandim and GSF were having problems with Rust, I called up Patar trying to get some tea. And I said, Patar, what's going on, man? Like, hey, bro, if you need some oxy or anything, you know, like that's usually my get in with who, like, if I want to get some tea, I'm like, I can get you oxy.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. And then they start opening up and talking shit and I can get the tea. So Patar is like, yeah, just want to tell you, we ended up getting.
What the fuck?
Sorry, that's my.
Why is
Patar.
this so accurate?
Those are really
But-
good.
Yeah, he basically told me that they ended up winning
the
the
hell?
meth lab, but the reason why they won it is they tricked Rust and lied to them about a certain part of it. I don't know exactly what. And essentially, Rust was pissed that they got outplayed by Mandim, and now they wanted the get back. So I said, oh, okay. But then Patar told me, but I already sold the meth lab, so they're wasting their time. And I said, really? And he said, yes. So I said, okay, that's cool, man, if you need anything. And then he told me, because at the time, I said, I'm going to be fighting Russ now because they're talking shit. So then we go back to where they attacked. He became our hang-around. And then I told McGregor that Patar told me that he sold the lab. And I said, if he tells you that they sold the lab, he's lying. Because Denzel, who used to be my right-hand man in BSK, who's now riding the teats of Mandim, been searching for a lab and he was poking his nose around for a while about other labs around, and information was coming to me, and I know that is what he wanted to do to prove his worth to Mandem. So I know for a fact they're not going to sell the lab at all.
So don't be real.
Just
The timeline's like, holy shit, they must have got it and sold it instantly if that's the case.
It was less than 24 hours, and there's just no fucking way, right? So, and who are they going to sell it to, right? I already know who's got all the labs in the city, and unless somebody wants a secondary lab, then it doesn't make any sense. So that's when I told McGregor that. We ended up having him for a couple hours, and we went and hit the bank, or we went and did the oil rig or whatever it was, and we let him go. And that beef is done.
Okay.
So then the next day, Rust and Mandem are fighting. They're fighting all morning, back and forth. One's taking a spray, one's trying to contest the spray, yada yada yada. And then Matt from Mandem goes on Twitter and started calling BSK like bush campers or whatever. I have no idea. I don't know where it came from. We're not marabuntas, but
That
like
was just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. But it makes sense now, because apparently Matt from Mandem was in a helicopter on top of that big white building on Brogue, and I guess saw one of our guys taking a piss in a bush or doing something at a bush. I don't know. And one of Mandem's dudes falls off white building and lands in Brogue. So they take the helicopter and they fly it down. Now, in the Mandem War, not only the one that we in now, but also the one in the past, these guys sit in helicopters and fly to the tallest buildings so that you can't get them. And with the Deagle range, you can't even fly close to the building or you get blown up. They can shoot you from the highest building right from the ground.
The shit cops used to do pretty much, right?
Exactly, except worse. You know, now I hear they got rocket launchers and they're sitting on buildings and
RPGs.
shooting rockets and stuff.
RPGs still around like that?
Yeah, apparently they got one.
All my shit's fucking rotting away.
So, to get back to it, when he fell down, they came down to pick him up. We went over there and we asked Mandem, what the fuck are you doing on the block? Why are you sitting on our parkade? We don't like you. You're talking shit on Twitter instantaneously. Get the fuck off the block. And then Matt was mumbling some shit and then ended up saying, I said, why are you talking shit on Twitter? He's like, well, you talk shit on Twitter. And I said, get the fuck out of here. So he starts going, he walks around to the other side of the chopper and gets in, and I realize he's got a Mandem chain on. So I said, you know what? Actually, get the fuck out of that chopper. Give me your chain, bitch. Right? And he's like, oh, that's what you're going to do? Really? I said, yeah, really. You coming in here and you pressing me and you talking shit on my block. When I told you guys, number one, I don't like you in the choppers to begin with, and I sure as shit don't like you sitting there and coming up with excuse Andy, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. But my buddy Crack gets into the helicopter, and lo and behold, our meth is in the chopper. So what these guys did is my buddy Crack, he put meth in a bin, in a dumpster. They must have been on top of white building, saw him, went down and stole it out of
they tried to hit a lick.
Put it in their chopper. Exactly. And they're on our block doing this shit. So I said, okay.
I didn't know Mandem rolled like that. Okay.
I said, give me the fucking chain. Of course, the guy didn't have a gun on him, right? And then he said, oh, if you're going to take that, I'm going to take all your sprays. I said, really? I pulled out my gun. I shot him.
Oh,
right?
shit.
So he goes down. I rob him. His other Mandem buddy gets smoked as well. And then there was a GG guy. I think it was GG. Took their bodies and fucked off. Then Mandem came back down to the block looking for revenge, and they got smoked. So I said, okay, here's the deal. You're not getting the chain back, all right? I'm completing my gauntlet, all right? I've got an NBC chain. I've got a GSF chain. Now I got a Mandem chain. I'm keeping it. And they said, okay, well, we're going to take your sprays. I said, okay, you go ahead and fucking do that. So we end up robbing a couple more people, and the day sort of finishes. I wake back up during NA, and that's when we rolled in, and we ended up accidentally shooting Vinny. So I didn't even notice Vinny there. I'm sorry. And the rest of those guys, we end up robbing them. We take Vinny to the hospital. I even offered Vinny the money I took from him. He didn't want it. So I said, okay, that's cool. And then I wake up this morning, and you guys have one of our sprays. So we end up getting Patar and catching him trying to go get a helicopter, because now we're placing cameras at the helicopter spot
Smart,
along with
smart.
their block and other places. So we end up catching Patar at the helicopter, and we take him back to Brogue, and we question him a bit, and he's talking shit, and he's basically like, I'm gonna take your sprays, and we're giving them to other groups. And I said, okay, so that's what it is. So you're gonna take our spray, and then you're just gonna give it to Chang Gang, knowing that we're not gonna go after Chang Gang to go and get the
That's a
spray
smart
back.
move. You can't lie. It's a smart move right there.
It's
I mean,
scummy, but
It's
smart.
scummy but smart.
Yeah,
It's-
100%.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is what it is. But
Because they hurt
this
you,
is
and then
essentially-
they don't have to worry about defending it. You know what I mean?
correct. But let's be real. The whole spray system is the
The
worst
spray system is
thing I've ever
it's
seen in my
fucking
life.
ass.
Dog shit.
I know.
It's actually like it's like, to put it in perspective, apparently Rust took another spray from Mandem just before the wave in the EU,
Yeah.
and Mandem used a rocket launcher on them and still couldn't fucking stop it, right? Because there's just not enough time.
Yeah, because for example, the GG one, like, we wiped them, and they still got the spray, and then we couldn't get it back because they didn't even have 6 people awake.
Enough people.
So you could take,
There you-
it's just the whole system is fucked.
You can take sprays with
Yeah,
less than 6,
exactly.
but you can't actually.
Yeah, you can't take them.
So pretty much, as long as you start it, you pretty much get the spray. Especially if you're
Correct.
sitting on roofs. That's what they did too.
Correct, and that's what they're doing. And the part that pissing me off, if I'm just being honest, is the fact that they have a money printer in the gold rush, and they have infinite amount of money. And I'm not even saying this to talk shit. They are getting absolutely smoked. Like today and yesterday, they didn't win a single fight. We've lost 2 people. 2 people have gone down in 48 hours, 2. And they've been wiped every fucking time. They've been caught lacking. They've been getting smoked. Whenever we see them on the streets, they're getting wrecked. It's that simple. But what Patar thinks he's doing is he thinks he's winning by taking sprays, because they can continue, because they have infinite money, to just do this 10-minute countdown shit and take sprays, even though they're getting smoked. Now, I told Mandem, we can end this. And he told me that the chain that I stole has sentimental value. I said, okay, I'll give you this chain back, but I want you to go buy me a different Mandem chain and give me that one, because I'm keeping a chain. You guys are getting smoked, and you don't get to win this by a money proxy. It's just not how this shit works. And Patar doesn't give a fuck. They don't want to stop. They want to keep doing this. And they told me they're going to do it with other gangs. And I know what they're going to do. They're going to give shit to the ballers, and we don't touch ballers with a 10-foot pole. We won't go near them. So this is what they're doing. Now, we don't care about the sprays. We don't care about getting to 36. We don't give a shit about any of that. Like,
I'll tell you right now, it brings no value anyway.
it brings no
Unless you're
value.
like really selling shit through the locals. Like,
Listen, OTT,
You're never gonna make the money back.
Slot on the locals, go for it, but
Exactly, right?
it's
So
more of just
we're
like presence. You know what I mean?
that's it. But like, even though we're not, even though we don't have sprays in an area, it doesn't mean we still can't sell our meth. Doesn't mean we still can't fucking do the things that we need to do.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we don't really care all that much. Yeah, it's a bit of an inconvenience, not gonna lie. But like, they're not hitting us where it hurts. It doesn't really affect us all that much. So that's where we come into play here. And why I wanted to talk to you, Mr. K, is you guys now have one of my sprays. Now, I'll admit this, and I'll say this, and you guys don't owe me anything. All right? Like, you guys, I understand we've had our ups and downs. I feel like we've been in good terms for the better half of a year.
Yeah.
And, like, I haven't started no shit with you guys. I'm doing the best I can with the Wu Chang stuff. Even Vinny, when you came down about the mats, I told my crew we've been out collecting mats and fucking robbing people at Chop for you. I will say I was a bit disappointed that you would go and accept this from them without at least having a conversation with me first, if it's what you really wanted. Because if it's the sprays that you want up here, we have another spray, and we can work out a deal where we just transfer you that spray. It really doesn't mean much to us, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm up here now. Is if you guys want that last spray, then maybe we can work out a deal where you get it. And I personally think this. I don't think Mandem is giving you guys the spray to piss me off. I think Mandem is giving you guys the spray to suck your dicks and to look like saints and to nestle up next to you guys. I don't think it has anything to do with, oh, we're just going to give it to Chang Gang because we know OTT is not going to go against Chang Gang. Dude, if they gave it to Ballas, I'm not going against Ballas. If they gave it to the Lost, I'm not going against the Lost. If they gave it to whoever, I'm not going against them because I don't care about the sprays, period. And I also know that I can take a spray whenever I want from whomever I want the way this shit system is. Mm-hmm. So, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. So if it's Sandy that you want, I'm down to work out a deal where we can just give you the spray. And then we can just be done with them trying to come up here and do all this fucking shit with Sandy and whatnot. And it also goes to show them that we actually don't give a fuck. Like, we'll give it to you before they give it to you.
All right, so let me give some insight here. So I had no clue about this deal. This was all Vincent. And when I find out it was already a done deal.
Surprise for you.
That's So he basically did that, I guess, because he got shot down, and the Mandem came to it, and he's like, all right, well, I mean, we're already trying to grow up here. Perfect. They shot me. I'll just do this. Boom, boom, boom. We may have had our eyes on those two sprays up there a little bit, but they were never much of our concern. We were just concerned about making our way up the highway, filling in the fields. And if it came to it, maybe those sprays would be on the line at some point, but it was never an urgent or... it was never a topic, really, was it, really?
It was never a topic, and it really had nothing to do. I mean, was I a little pissed that I got shot? Yes, but it had nothing to do with that, OTT. Like, I
believe that.
It was more of I wanted to surprise Kay because I know all this hard work he's been putting up here, and I'm like, yo, this is actually perfect.
But you getting shot was like the way for you not to feel bad about it or whatever.
Yeah,
exactly.
Not to make me feel bad about it in a sense, yes. But in all reality, it's
not
just
to make me feel bad about it.
If you do see Chang Gang sprays up here, it literally your last spray.
That made no sense.
That we can just keep going and make a full circle all around our sprays.
Yeah, but you understand why they gave it to you.
Oh no, I understood right away.
Because
I seen right through it. I seen right through it right away. I was like, okay, so this is one, so they can damage their enemy and then pass it off and not have to worry about more things. And the two, it kind of pits us against you, but not really. You know what I mean? It
in a roundabout way, they think it does, right? And they're kind of like sticking it to me. They're like, like, what are you gonna do now, bitch? Like, you know, we got CG now. Like, what are you gonna do? And it's just like, bro, I'm not gonna do anything. So, I mean, yeah, in a roundabout way, it is smart, but like,
smart,
do you
but
really
it's
believe?
Because
if they held on to it themselves, right, then they know somebody else is gonna go after it, or we're gonna take it back.
Yeah.
So they just offed it as quickly as possible because they know how broken the system is.
Yeah, they probably knew eventually we would come for it, or you would just take it back.
Nailed it. Exactly. So that's why I'm here now. Is like, hey, if you guys want that last spray, I have the power to just transfer it over to you. We work something out, and that's that. And I don't know what Patar thinks, but Patar twice now. Like when we rolled up and shot Vinny and the rest of them. Sorry, Vinny. I know I said that 3 times now. But like
that's the smart play in Patar's move.
That we were with Rust, and we weren't with Rust.
I understand what he's saying.
For whatever reason, twice today he started trying to make it seem as though we're ganging up on them with Rust. I don't give a fuck about their meth lab. I give 0 fucks. None. We have tons of cooks already. We've had 2 meth labs in the past. I did try and get one for a short period of time, and that ship has sailed. So we ain't never going to get the Mandem lab because they're never going to fucking take that key out anyway. And it seems like Rust has got a personal vendetta about that, and that's their business. My shit is just all about the disrespect that Mandem shows, the bullshit that they do, and Denzel that flopped from my gang to theirs. That's what.
See,
this
I didn't
really
even
boils
know
down
that.
to.
I didn't even know that Denzel guy left your gang and went to them.
He was my second in command.
I know exactly who Denzel was. I remember him.
Yeah, and apparently today when we shot down Patar, he told us that he added him to the gang app, like it was supposed to upset me or something. So it's just the war that we have between Mandem is very personal. It never really got finished the first time that we fought, and now it's really going to play itself out. So I don't want you guys to think, I don't want any other gang to think that we're teaming up with Rust and fighting these dudes to take them down. I don't need Rust help. I just fought Rust 3 hours before the fucking shit went down with Mandem. straight up. So I don't know what kind of bullshit that they're on, but they're on it. Now, am I friendly with Rust? Absolutely. Have I been in contact with Rust? Absolutely.
Let him cook, guys. Let him finish cooking.
We are not working together. We are not taking fucking turns going in and communicating and all this other stuff. They're fighting their fight. We're fighting our fight. And that's the honest to God's truth.
All right. Well, you know, we're not the justice warriors of the street. Even if you guys were, quote unquote, holding hands, you know, at the end of the day, we're just looking for what brings most benefit to us. Because worrying about other people's problems, what does that bring us? Just more problems, you know?
Facts. And you guys are above these petty problems.
You know, we need a little time to think about some options up here regarding that spray, regarding where we can go, where you can go. Maybe you can bring some offers to the table as well. I'm sure we could figure something out.
Well, I'll make it very sweet for you. What exactly did you guys pay for the spray that they gave you?
Just a cloth.
So $750.
So they didn't even ask for anything?
$750K.
They didn't actually ask for anything?
No.
Honestly, they should have. We would have paid for that shit, huh?
Yeah, I would have paid for it. I told them I would pay for it.
How much you say you will pay?
So that means to them, it's just to sting you in your
Basically,
ass.
I think what they just want to do is a big fuck you to you. That's it.
Well, they just have infinite money, Vinny. That's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is they don't care. Money has no value to them.
To them.
So they're using it. They're using it as a mechanism to power their way through this, where they don't give a fuck. Like, we caught Patar grabbing a cloth today, and we gunned him down with a cloth. So he lost, like, I don't know how much their fucking sprays are, but he lost all that money.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't care. They lost at least $1 million today, like, at least. Now, to most gangs, that's a cripple. Like, that's a ouch. That stings.
Well, this sprays
But
are
to
probably
them,
pretty
it's like,
cheap. They don't
we've got so many money.
There
And
you
they'll just
go.
keep going.
They don't have many sprays at all. Holy fuck.
No, they don't. And we looked around more for them today. It's just like, you know, I'd have to, but they might be at the 24. Maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look.
Yeah, maybe 20.
But listen, if you guys are willing to pay for the spray, then I'll sell it to you right now, and it's done, and you have all the stuff that you need.
Okay, how long are you gonna be awake for?
I mean, I just woke up to speak to you.
How about this? Let's take a drive over to the sprays. I just want to scout some things out.
Sure.
All right, let's go take a look. I'll grab the car. What you guys think?
Hello, patrol. Deze man giving me a hard time at the